Welcome. My name is Michelle the Bookworm, and it is now March. It is no longer February. It is starting to kind of look like spring. Um, and it's looking, the cold is finally starting to go away. I'm seeing little flowers pop up. So it's feeling pretty good. I feel really good about the month of March. February was a little bit shorter, but honestly, I still had a really great time reading about the different kinds of love. And I wanted to talk about the books that I'm going to read for this month and also give talk a little bit about how my reading went for last month. So this month is a little bit of a cleanup month just to wrap up some of the series that I've already started, which is one of the goals that I made at the beginning of this year. So in the month of February, I actually read 3 books, which is really good. My goal for every month is generally to read 2 books, so I'm ahead of my goal. The first book that I read was Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. This book was about, it was a Goodreads book that I read for Goodreads for the month of February. Or no, it was for the month of January. I read this for the month of January. And it centered around this virus that was wiping people out, and it ended up causing this mass, it was a pandemic, and this is about the people who, several generations later, who are still surviving in this wilderness. Station 11 is a book series that's kind of was scattered throughout this novel. It was a graphic novel within the book, and it kind of carried the survivors of the pandemic held on to this novel and always wanted to find more. It was a really nice book to listen to, especially going to bed, because it did bounce back and forth, but not in a way that it was really confusing or anything like that. And honestly, it was really interesting to see what some things, what some things what would mean, have still held meaning if a super virus wiped us out, which is something that's kind of prevalent today. So Station 11 was a wonderful book. It was really great to listen to. I ended up giving that book a 4 out of 5. I would highly recommend it, especially if you like something that's post-apocalyptic, but maybe not necessarily so stressful. I wouldn't say that this book was very stressful to listen to. The second book that I read was Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets by J.K. Rowling. I am currently rereading the Harry Potter series, so I wanted to make sure that for the second month of the year, I read the second Harry Potter book. My goal, obviously, is to have them all finished by Harry Potter's birthday, but we'll see. We'll see about that. Of course, y'all know what Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets is about. It was really enjoyable to see the illustrations. Jim Kay is a wonderful illustrator, and I love the illustrations that came with this story and how he just brought the book to life. And so I really appreciated that. It made this book so much fun to read, and I got through it pretty quickly. And the third book that I finished this month, well, I'm going to count it as for the month of February, because I technically didn't really get to my review until today, and I just finished the book today. So I'm still going to count it for the month of February. And that is The Snow Child by Eowyn Ivey. This book was so wonderful. I listened to it as an audiobook, and the voice acting for it, it was just incredible. I love how the characters had their own voices so that they each had their own character, and the voice actor was really, really wonderful about sticking to that their specific um, their specific characters, and it was magical. It was a magical book. The Snow Child, for those of you who don't know, The Snow Child is about this old man and old woman who have not had much luck in conceiving a child. They've always wanted a child. They had one child, but he was stillborn, and they have constantly just grieved and wanted a child. So one day they built this child out of snow. The next day, they saw this little girl, and it makes you think a lot about magic and a lot about love, in terms of family love, in the terms of old love, like what it means to grow old with somebody and what it means to like have love for your neighbors and whatnot. It was a very sweet book. I really enjoyed it. I'm not going to give away too much else because I do want to do a review, but yeah, stay tuned for a review about The Snow Child. So, for the month of March, I do want to be a bit realistic. I know last month I kind of had quite a few, I had quite a few books that I had wanted to read, and I didn't get through half of them. So this month I want to be a little bit more realistic with myself. I'm probably going to be listening to a lot more audiobooks. So the first book that I'm going to read is, of course, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I'm going to be reading this book actually this Thursday for my monthly readathon. I think I was supposed to do a readathon yesterday, but honestly, like, we just got back from we just got back from Iowa, and it has been crazy. So, yeah, I'm going to be reading this most of the day Thursday. Thursday's kind of like my easier day, so that's why I picked that day. And I think from now on I'm either going to be reading this either on Thursday, the first Thursday of the month, or the first Saturday of the month. Probably the first Thursday, because that's like a day that I don't have too many other obligations. Y'all know what this is. It's the third Harry Potter book. It's actually one of my favorites, so I'm really excited to read this one. And yeah, I will probably be, if I can, I will be doing a video for my readathon. If I have time. If I don't sue me. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Alright, the second book that I'm going to be reading for the month of March is going to be from my Goodreads book club. This is going to be an audiobook because I still can't find my Kindle. It's around here somewhere. So the book that I'm going to be listening to as an audiobook is going to be The Night Circus by Erin Morgenson. So I checked it out on Goodreads. I read the description. The Night Circus is about a circus that just kind of arrives in the middle of the night. Nobody knows where it came from. There was no announcements or anything for it. It just kind of appears. Apparently it sounds extremely magical. It sounds like in the title of it is Le Circuit de Rêves, which means the Circus of Dreams, and it's only open at night. So it sounds extremely magical, extremely um, whimsical and fun. I think that that's something that I could really use right now because, yeah, I wouldn't mind listening to, I enjoy listening to something that's more calming and more soothing while I go to sleep at night. The third book that I'm going to be reading for the month of March is not going to be as nice and dreamy as The Night Circus. I'm going to be reading The Dragon Republic, which is the second book of the Poppy War series by R.F. Huang. So for those of you who have read the first one, the Poppy Wars is surrounding these individuals who have the ability to take on abilities of the gods. And at this moment, our main character, Rin, is on the run. She's being hunted for what she did to end the war, the Poppy Wars. She's also addicted to opium, and she's hiding from, she's also really pissed off her god, the Phoenix, which is one of the most powerful gods. So she's not really in a very good place at this moment. The only reason she has any will to live is to get revenge on the Empress. So in order to do that, blinded by rage and revenge, she decides to join forces with the dragon warlord who plans on conquering the country. Yeah, this is going to be this. I really enjoyed the first one. The first one was intense, and I expect this one to be just as intense. Probably not something that I'll necessarily read right before bed. I think I'll probably listen to the Night Circus before bed, but this is definitely going to be one that I'm going to enjoy listening to. The last two books that I'm hoping to get read this month are continuations of a series, and I've actually already started these books. The first one is, and these are both hard copies, so the first one is The Shadow of Night by Deborah Harkness. I was able to get halfway through this book, so not too bad. It's not terrible. But this is the second book of the series A Discovery of Witches. Currently, Diana Bishop is, she is searching on a mission to find Ashmole 782 because she wants to find the long lost enchanted manuscript. However, and she's also like having a blast. She's a historian. She's like stuck in the she's stuck in the past. She's having a great time. However, even though she's on a mission to find this manuscript, she finds out that she's pregnant. So it's really, really good so far. I'm super excited about this. I am liking Matthew's character more. He is becoming a better guy. I really didn't like the first one because he just seemed so controlling. It seemed like such a toxic relationship. This one, it's better. It's a lot better. So I'm excited to finish this book. And the last book on my list that I will probably not finish, I'm going to be realistic with myself, I will probably not finish this book. But, I mean, I'm excited to continue it. Is going to be Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. This series is one that I've been working on for a little while now. I'm currently on page 178, but I really actually should be focusing on this one a lot more. The reason why I'm focusing on Shadow of Night more is because the final book of this trilogy is on my 100 essential books to read in your lifetime list. So I think once I'm done with this one, I will give more time to Outlander and Claire Randall. But in the meantime, yeah, I'm currently working 2 jobs, and I am also going to school, so it's a little bit difficult to find as much time to read. But yeah, I'm really excited for this month. I I'm excited for this month. I'm excited to catch some time reading outside. I think that that's going to be something that I'm going to enjoy. I'm going to try to find some time to read outside a little bit. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and yeah, what books are you reading this month? Do you have a theme for this month? Or are there just some books that you, like me, that you just need to finish? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you very soon. I'm going to try to get out a video next week. Alright, stay tuned. Bye, bookworms!